joining me here for another edition of Teaching American History. I'm your host, Mr. Joseph Provost, middle school history teacher and student of history at Liberty University. Today I take you to Boston, Massachusetts, where we explore the public history venue of the Boston Freedom Trail. The Boston Freedom Trail is a trail that details many sites during the Revolutionary era of our time. Those that wish to go to the Boston Freedom Trail will arrive at the Boston Common, where they'll enter the visitor center and they'll have to make a choice. A choice whether they want a guided tour or they want to tour on their own. If you go for the guided tour, keep in mind that you'll be in a group of 30 to 40 individuals. You'll be guided by an individual that is in costume, and they will take you to all the sites. So if you'd like some more time to look at the different things, I would suggest that you do it on your own, which is just fine. Because if you do it on your own, you can purchase one of these books, the Freedom Trail Guidebook, and inside the guidebook, you will find that you will have an entire map of the entire trail, so you can decide what venues you'd like to visit and which ones you wouldn't. Once you move from the Boston Commons area, you will go past the State House and the Old State House, and one of my favorite areas is the Granary Burying Ground. There you will find the graves of John Hancock and Paul Revere and a few other notable individuals. From there, one can go to the Old South Meeting House. The Old South Meeting House was a congregational parish. It was Puritan in nature. And something notable that happened there was after the Boston Massacre, there was a meeting to have the troops removed from Boston. And so that was something very interesting that visitors can read up upon and check into. Something that most visitors really like to visit is the Boston Massacre site. It's a site that's circular in nature. It's marked quite well, and that is where the 5 individuals were shot to death by Captain Thomas Preston's men. Now that is debated, and John Adams defended Preston and his men, and they were found not guilty because they were incited by the rioters, by the rebels, by throwing ice and sticks and stones and all kinds of things. So there was some, shall we say, miscommunication. Interestingly enough, John Adams, who defended them, defended Preston and his men, and they were found not guilty because of his defense, was also an individual who had said in an earlier time, and this was quoted by Alan Taylor in his book American Colonies, that they will find it a more obstinate war than the conquest of Canada and Louisiana, speaking of the Revolution. So very interesting from a man who defended Preston and his men to a great revolutionary and president of the United States. From there, you can go to the site of the Tea Party and to Faneuil Hall. Peter Faneuil came from French Huguenot parents. He gifted Faneuil Hall to the town. Something notable that happened there was the colonists. They actually protested the Sugar Act there in May of 1764, formed committees of correspondence. So as you can see, there's a lot to see on the trail, lots to see. Now, from an educational perspective, this is an absolute home run for teachers, for professors, for college history groups. There's no better place than to go to the seat of the Revolutionary War founding. Really, it was Boston and the Boston leaders who encouraged the other colonies to go into this full-fledged war in the Revolutionary time from the beginning. John Adams and some of his individuals in the Congress. So, again, from a Revolutionary War standpoint, from an educational standpoint, there's no better way to think about this. The best part about this is, again, this can be done as a group, educationally speaking. This can be done as an individual. This can be done in any way that you wish. Follow the red trail, just kind of like the Yellow Brick Road. Follow the Yellow Trail, and you'll find exactly what you need. From the Boston Commons to the Boston Tea Party to Faneuil Hall to any site that you'd like to see, to Paul Revere's house, it's all there. So I invite you to visit it as soon as you can. Great opportunities for students of all ages. There's something for all ages there. Go to freedomtrail.org. Find a great plethora of opportunity there. I'm Mr. Provost, Mr. Joseph Provost here, signing off. Thank you.